Hi, everybody. I am Jen of JenChicago.com, and I have my friend Dan Portnoy from Portnoy. I knew I was going to Portnoy Media Group with us today. Hey, Dan.
Hey, what's happening?
You know what? I haven't had as long to practice your last name as you have. I'm gonna get better at it. Portnoy. Say it three times. Portnoy. Portnoy. That's hard. What? Well, so Dan, you just wrote the nonprofit narrative, and congratulations, it's really awesome. And today we're going to talk about a piece of that book, but also on your blog, you talk a lot about telling stories. It's kind of it's your thing. So, can you talk to us a little bit about the importance of telling stories as far as the nonprofits go?
Sure, and thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate that. So as far as telling stories, obviously a buzzword right now. Everybody's telling it story, 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 story. But the truth is, if there's not a story, I kind of don't want to hear it. I mean, in a long form, as far as connection, engagement, stuff like that. I can deal with bullet points. You can give me bullet points, and those are fine. But I'd rather hear some opinion mixed in, and that's really what makes a story. It's just more than facts. It's facts plus a little opinion. And as I get to know you, I begin to trust you more, and you can tell me more of a story as things go along, and I will believe everything that you tell me in that story. I will start seeing from your perspective because I trust you. I've grown to trust you. You've involved me. You've told me what's going on. I've had a chance to experience it myself, and you're involving me in the greater story. And see, I think the fun part about nonprofits just in general is that usually nonprofits have great stories. People don't start nonprofits because they're like, hey, I just want to make a ton of money.
Right.
It's more like there's an issue. I want to solve this issue. I want to change the world.
So
And it's really inspirational.
Can you give us an example of
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, just pick your favorite nonprofit. One of the nonprofits I love talking about is Charity Water, and Scott Harrison and started Charity Water, and for a very inspirational reason. He was struck by in his story. He talks about that he went to Africa and saw a whole bunch of people who didn't have clean water, and that just hit him square in the jaw.
Right.
And he had changed his whole life, and that's very inspirational. That's something I can easily get behind, and a lot of people can, and a lot of people have as a result.
Now, as far as social media and video, how I love video. How can they bring that idea into their social media? So pretty much all charity, they probably have a story, but maybe they don't know how to tell that story in a way that doesn't sound like a canned 2-minute elevator pitch.
Right, and well, and that's the fun part about for any nonprofit is really thinking outside uh, the roads that they've been down previously. Previously it'd be like, oh well, let's make even a very well-to-do multi-million dollar nonprofit would say, let's make a 30-second and a 60-second spot for the TV. Let's do it. The ASPCA is done with Sarah McLachlan and those dogs, and you see that commercial, and like, oh my gosh, it's terrible. It's awful, and I'm crying on the couch and making a donation, and that's the way it goes. Because the story of that little 60 seconds is like, that has to stop. I have to stop that. I can do a few things. The fun part about the web and everything that goes on with non-traditional media or new media is you can take that 30 seconds, you could expand it for the same price. I mean, the same price you spend for a 30-second ad or a 60-second ad, you can make a 5-minute film now. And you've got a really 5-minute film to tell me the story of your organization or somebody who's been helped by your organization, and give me the option as the audience. You're trusting me. You're trusting the audience to say, you know what, that is a problem. You've shown me. I mean, and that's the whole thing about video, right? You show, you don't tell. You show. And the funny part is, I think sometimes we forget that, oh, we're supposed to show, and instead we get a lot of bullet points even in the video. And so it's like, here's some information, and information, and information. Instead of it just like, show me those bullet points in video form. Show me people who are in trouble. Show me people who have been helped, who are happy now. Show me hope and inspiration. Don't show me guilt, 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 which is what a lot of those things, like even the ASPCA commercial, as awesome as it is, and I'm sure it's raised hundreds of millions of dollars, probably just to make, it's been very valuable. The thing about it is I feel terrible at the end.
Right, yeah.
There is that marketing thing of like, when I think ASPCA, I now actually think of a terrible thing, and that Sarah McLachlan song that every time it comes on, I now associate that. So that sense memories altogether now. So I think hope and inspiration definitely the better way to go.
Okay, yeah, like maybe they could have told, you're saying maybe they could have told a story, little kids coming in and adopting a dog, so you are telling a different story.
Or, or talking about a dog on rehabilitation, or, I mean, sometimes you see what's that, TLC or something like that, one of those shows does a thing about people come in and they see the animals and stuff. Those are very interesting because why? It's a story, so it goes right along. It's the same kind of thing. Show me the people, show me the humanity of the people who have decided to change their lives by working at a nonprofit. Nobody chooses to work at a nonprofit because of the great money. And that reason why is super inspirational.
I like it. And I know if there's any nonprofits that need help writing their story, I know that's something that your media group does.
Yeah.
And of course, they can get the nonprofit narrative from Dan Portnoy. We're going to talk with Dan some more, so make sure you check out the other videos. And thanks for talking to us about telling stories.
Thanks, Joe.
We are ready to roll, as they say. Okay, you ready?